Good afternoon, guys. How are you doing? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. As I told you before, we're going to be walking around Auburn University, speaking to students, asking them the reason why they chose to learn at Auburn University, coming from different places where there are other universities. And today we are going to speak to this awesome gentleman right here and ask him these questions and just get to know a little bit more about Auburn University. Hey, David.
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm happy to have you here today. Thank you for creating time to talk to me.
Mm.
So, David, we want to know if you can just introduce yourself to our audience.
Yeah, so I'm David Knott. I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. And I'm a sophomore here at Auburn studying finance and minoring in real estate development.
David, when did you start school at Auburn?
2023, so not too long ago, about 2 years ago.
That's awesome. So, what are you studying, and um, how has your experience at Auburn been so far?
Yeah, so I'm majoring in finance, and that's what most of my classes have been in so far. Haven't taken any real estate classes yet, but it's been a great experience so far. It's really connected me with a lot of people in my field and in other fields who
Mm-hmm.
I might interact with later in my career,
Mm-hmm.
as well as just give me a great foundation for my faith and
Mm-hmm.
just introduce me to a lot of friends that I'm going to be friends with for probably the rest of my life.
That's awesome. So you say you're studying finance and real estate.
Mhm.
Could you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So specifically for career, I want to go into real estate investments. I've kind of been all over the place with like what I wanted to do for a career. I started out looking at building science and then architecture, and then now kind of finally settled on business. And really with real estate investments, my whole plan is to start out as a salesperson or as a broker, and eventually go off and kind of acquire assets like cash flow generating assets such as
Mm,
rental properties, Airbnbs,
mm,
anything kind of like that, um,
awesome,
and hopefully just kind of rely on the income from that. So
awesome. So Auburn University, I believe, is known for it's a research-based public university,
mhm.
I believe, but it is known for engineering and agriculture,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
So why did you decide to study that here?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. So my whole family, they all grew up going to Alabama games. I grew up going to Alabama games, and growing up, I was like, I'm going to school. I'm going to school in Alabama University,
I see.
and never really thought that I would end up here. But my oldest sister, she did the same thing. Grew up an Alabama fan, and ended up coming here for college. And so I got the opportunity to stay with her, go to games, really see the campus, meet the people, and that was kind of one of the main factors that switched my mindset on it. Because obviously it's one of the most beautiful campuses in the country. Super nice people, and it's very walkable too. And it's just kind of the whole culture around it. I feel like Alabama is just kind of like big crazy, just party
Yeah.
school.
Mm-hmm.
And here there's there's some parties, but then there's also like there's a lot to do outside of that.
Yeah.
So
You want to talk about here game days, and
mm,
it's like there's some kind of craze around it. People
yeah,
really
yeah,
love game days at Auburn. Do you want to tell people like what kind of sports Auburn University is known for?
yeah. So currently we're in the March Madness tournament, and so basketball is huge here.
Okay.
We're number one in the country for most of the season, honestly, so far this year. And that's something I can talk about forever. But we're also known for football, which past couple years haven't really been great, but hoping we're going to come up with that. But even though we weren't even ranked last season, it's crazy how many people just come out and support. Our stadium holds 80,000 people,
Mhm.
and for the past 2 or 3 years, it's been sold out every single game. And I mean, I feel like that's one of the fun things because it's just like so many people from really all over the country. They'll come out. A lot of people have houses that they'll buy or rent just to come out here for for a weekend, a couple weekends out of the year. And it's just kind of like that devotion to to this university. And I mean, it's got to be a good university if people buy a house and purely
Right.
to come here for
Yeah.
sports. So
Hmm. Wow, that's awesome. So, what did you say? What did you have to say about the quality of education
Mhm,
at Auburn University? Do you feel like you're getting value for your money,
mhm,
or do you feel like the lecturers are in touch with the students,
mhm.
or are they hands on? Are they hands off? Is it what is the teaching culture like at Auburn University?
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of that is kind of subjective to who you have as a professor.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, there's always going to be some professors that are better than others. But with my experience so far, most of the professors have been, have done a great job of preparing me. I've done a great job of looking out for me, making sure that I'm well prepared for all the exams that
Mm-hmm.
I will take in their class. Um, and it's not for me. It's like this is very unique to my circumstance because of my interest in real estate. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here more for the connections rather than the education.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but even then, for what classes I am taking, I feel very prepared for what I'm going to do, and for more, I guess, education based majors such as engineering, where what you do for a career heavily relies on what you learn in school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know, Auburn, like you said, Auburn's known for engineering, and so you know that a lot of my friends who are in engineering, they'll say that it's super hard, but there's a reason it's hard because it's good.
It's
So
good, yeah.
yeah,
It's not for everybody.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So, do you feel like there is a good chance at a job or career progression post
Mhm,
studies at Auburn University? Because there's certain higher learning institutions where you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna go get my degree, but
mhm.
the future is sort of just bleak because of the reputation in terms of quality of education there and other things. So, do you feel like Auburn University give students value for their money and their time that they invest studying?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, especially here at the business school, um, one of the core business classes that everyone's required to take is it's professional development in business. That's what it's called. And really, what it does is it teaches you how to connect with people, how to really be a professional in your field. And
Yeah, that's super important. Yeah,
yeah, and so it's one of those things that I feel like a lot of universities don't teach.
yeah,
They're more focused on education, how to read graphs, how to you know do accounting, whatever.
yeah,
But it doesn't really focus all. They don't really focus a lot on like character and professionalism, mannerisms, stuff like that.
yeah.
That actually ends up being very important to how you excel in a career or how you fail in a career.
Yeah, I think that's super important because sometimes you finish your degree, you have your certificates, but then you are not employable because you
Mm,
don't have good character, you don't have the concept of time,
yeah.
you don't have discipline, and therefore you're not able to make it in any maybe your field or anywhere at all.
Mm,
So it's nice to hear that Auburn University actually emphasizes on character building as well as part of the what capacity building for students. So we're just gonna take a little break and then we come back. I just have a couple more questions for David and then we'll go from there. Thank you.